All right, it took about over a month, but the Islanders finally got their guy. The Mathieu Darche era is officially on the clock as the Isles' new GM, so I'm bringing on Stefen Rosner, Islanders beat writer for NHL.com, to get his thoughts on the hire. Stefen, what's going on, man? How you feeling, bro? Thanks for hopping
I'm
on.
doing good. No problem. Thanks for having me. I think you look at this Darch hiring, and it took a month. The Islanders did their due diligence, and this is a guy who has been knocking on the door to get this job. He was an assistant GM and a director of hockey ops with Tampa, won 2 Stanley Cups, played 12 years on his own in his career. This is a guy that was waiting for that opportunity, and I think for the Islanders, wanted to go more progressive, more of a new approach, wanted that winning culture in here as well. I think it was a smart hiring. We'll see how it pays off, but yeah, I think they got their guy for sure.
So you think that he'll be the guy that can bring some new energy to this franchise? I want to get your thoughts on this because I know he's a great fit on the business side of things in terms of salary caps and negotiating player contracts. But what about evaluating and identifying talent to build a competitive roster?
Right. His bread and butter is scouting and talent evaluation. Now, he wasn't there to build that Tampa Bay Lightning from that 1-2 cups. What he was responsible for and helped play a part in was keeping that cup window open. Every year they make trades to get depth players that just fit. It seemed to work out with moves they made. Nick Paul, Hagel. I mean, he was really responsible for helping to develop Braden Point, someone who he didn't draft but helped develop into a star. So I think Darch understands, and also too, he's a new voice coming into a team that's kind of gone stale. He also has shown times when it's time to cut bait with certain players. Steven Stamkos, a longtime captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning could have brought him back last summer. They chose not to. They chose to move on. He signed a big deal with Nashville. It didn't pan out for him, but you need someone like that to come in here because this is an Islanders team that has a lot of question marks this summer. A lot of players that have been here a long time. And need someone coming in here with a new, fresh look on this team, a new direction, and say, you know what? You've been here for a long time. You've done great work, but it's time to move on. So I think for Darch, his ability to evaluate talent, especially the Islanders having that prospect pool at top #1 pick in this upcoming draft, I think that's where Matthew Darch is going to play a huge part in turning this franchise into not just a playoff contender, but hopefully in a couple of years, a Stanley Cup contender.
All right, let's talk about how he can roll his sleeves up and address some of these question marks that you just alluded to. What's the first order of business for Darch?
Yeah, I think it's making a decision on Patrick Waugh. Now, he has a multi-year extension kicking in this upcoming year. He's been the Islanders bench boss for a season and a half. Things did not go well last year. Injuries played a huge part. Power play, penalty kill. Two coaches that weren't his choice. Lamorilla brought in Talby Abilene, the penalty coach, and John McLean, the power play coach. So it's up to Darch to decide on what he's going to do with Waugh. I do think Waugh stays. I think at this point in time, you look at coaches that were already fired and hired. Is there a better candidate out there? I don't think so. And if he decides to keep on Patrick Waugh, is he going to allow Patrick Waugh to pick his own staff? I think that's what's best for the organization going forward. If they're going to run with Patrick Waugh, let Waugh bring in his own guys, coach the way he wants, maybe even let him play a part in roster development.
All right, some new blood and some new energy out on the island. Stefen, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks so much. Have a great one.